Welcome back, my fellow Madridistas. Welcome back to the channel. There's no match until Saturday, away from home to Valencia, as you know, but I wanted to give you guys just a little update on kind of the latest things that people are talking about here in Madrid. We'll talk about Vini returning to Valencia, where he suffered those, horrible racist insults last year. We'll talk about the Alphonso Davies situation, which I think this deal is going to happen, so very, very exciting. We'll also talk briefly about Jude and a couple of other things. All right, let's get started. All right, welcome back. Welcome back, everyone. Just a few news items I wanted to pass on. First of all, let's talk about Jude. As you know, had that bad ankle injury 2-3 weeks ago. These things, you never really know how long they're going to take. I mean, if you just sprain your ankle, it can be kind of brief. If you tear ligaments, it can take a little bit longer. But apparently, by all accounts, we are expecting him back by the Leipzig match, which is on March the 6th. So, very, very good news there. I mean, we miss Jude so much, especially in transition play. So the good news is it looks like he will be back for the Leipzig match on March the 6th. Now, let's talk about the Alphonso Davies situation. Now, as many of you know, Alphonso Davies, I mean, in my opinion, has to be, if not the best, one of the best left backs in the world. He's only about 23 years old, Canadian of all places. I mean, who would have thought that the best left back in the world would be Canadian? But he is, and I think has been for the last 2 or 3 years. So Alphonso has 1 year left in his contract at Bayern Munich, right? So he will be a free agent the summer of 2025. Now, this actually plays into our hands a little bit because Bayern Munich knows, and we've been in this situation with Bayern before, they know that if they wait 1 more year, Alphonso Davies will walk away a free agent and Bayern will receive nothing for him. If they sell him this summer, they will at least be able to monetize something. So some of the numbers that people are talking about here in Madrid are something to the tune of, maybe 50 or 60 million euros, or maybe 50 plus some incentive payments. But I mean, I think this would be a phenomenal transaction. He's lightning fast. He's very good on the ball. Also has physicality. He plays in Germany. The Bundesliga is a very, physical league. So, to defend in that league, you have to have a lot of physicality as well. I think he's a magnificent player, and I think it'd be wonderful to have him. So the stars seem to be aligning, and I would not be surprised if this deal worked out and if Alphonso Davies came this summer. So something very, very exciting to think about. One other thing I thought was kind of funny. You may have heard about this or not, but Kylian Mbappe was invited last night to have dinner at the Élysée with President Macron and basically honoring the visit of the Emir of Qatar. So he attended the dinner. A lot of the YouTubers here started freaking out. They're like, oh my God, please tell me that this isn't like 2022 again, and they're going to try to convince him to stay. I don't think that's the case, okay? This was one of these kind of big dinners with, a lot of people are invited. They don't really discuss any meaningful policy. It's just more of a formality. So I doubt very much that they pulled him aside and, tried to pressure him again. I think all of the political capital that Macron and the Emir of Qatar could have exerted on Kylian, I think they wasted all those bullets 2 years ago. So it is a little bit alarming to see, but I honestly don't think that there's any danger of him being convinced to stay at this point. So, but I just thought it was an interesting anecdote. Now, one other thing to mention, Tebas, who's the president of the Spanish Football Federation, I'll do a separate video about the level of kind of corruption in La Liga, which started with, Barcelona paying millions of dollars to the number 2 ref guy, etc. I will do a separate video looking at, this isn't just my opinion. I mean, these are numbers. From the moment they started paying millions to the head of refs, the guy who was in charge of either promoting or demoting other refs, very influential guy. From that moment on, the statistical anomalies that took place are just insane, okay, in terms of red cards for and against or penalties for and against. We'll do this in another video, and we'll kind of look at the numbers. But I thought it was interesting that Tebas announced yesterday that he is participating in a sort of lawsuit against Real Madrid Television. And the complaint is that Real Madrid TV, when they do their analysis of matches, they scrutinize the referee decisions. And all they literally do is just play the replay. So I don't know why you want to kill the messenger. I mean, there's nothing Real Madrid TV is doing that is out of the ordinary. We're just showing the plays again. But, the idea that they could sort of suggest that Real Madrid is the one influencing referees when literally Barca has admitted to playing the head of refs and to paying off the head of refs. And I mean, it's so preposterous. Like I say, I'll deal with this in a separate issue, but I just thought it was ridiculous that Tebas would have the audacity to sort of pretend that Real Madrid TV is somehow influencing refs. Anyway, entirely ridiculous. The final thing, another thing that people are talking about more than anything these days is the return of Vinicius to Valencia. Now, Mestalla, this is the stadium last year where he suffered just countless racist insults and chants and attacks. That match should have been stopped. And I think in most countries it would have been stopped. I think it's disgraceful how blasé people are about this issue in Spain. I think it's an issue that should be taken a lot more seriously. For those of you that didn't see, I actually did a special video about the issue of racism in Spain. This is what it looks like. You can see it on my channel. But we'll see how things go this time. But they're heating up the atmosphere in Valencia, saying, "Oh, Vini, he's going to hear it from us again," and all this kind of stuff. I think it's absolutely deplorable. Anecdotally, I'll tell you that there is a Brazilian TV station that is doing a documentary on Vini Jr., and they wanted to bring their cameras in Saturday in Valencia to kind of, as part of the documentary. And Valencia, the club, has said, no, those cameras are not allowed into our stadium. And I think probably they want to make sure that none of their fans get caught sort of, yelling racial slurs at Vini, etc. But the whole situation is deplorable. Like I say, listen to that video I did earlier talking about the issue of racism in Spain. But, that's a very hot topic that's all over the press. So listen, like I say, no game until Saturday. If anything interesting comes up, I'll probably do a pre-match ahead of the Valencia match. And I'll definitely give you guys a post as well with my thoughts on the game. But I thought I would update you on kind of the latest gossip around here. So I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you guys in the next video. And as always, a la Madrid.